It's time for the playoffs. What's up, guys, and welcome to episode number 6 of this Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise Series. And today I'm obviously starting the playoffs here in this Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise Series. As you can see, it's the wild card round. And we are about to play the Houston Texans here in the this AFC wild card playoff game. We're 10-6-1. They're 10-7, so we're half a game better than the Texans. They were 10-7. We were 10-6-1. We won the AFC South by half a game over the Texans and the Titans, for that matter, as we beat the Titans in Week 17 in Jacksonville, 35-28. And that was technically the AFC South championship game, which was the last episode of the series, and we won that game 35-28 against the Titans at home in Jacksonville. And because of that, we won the division by half a game. We were 10-6-1, and then Houston, or the Texans, and the Titans both went 10-7, and then we were 10-6-1. The Titans finished third in the AFC South and ended up making the playoffs, as you can see right here. As you can see, they ended up making the playoffs. The Titans did as a 7 seed. So the 1 seeds are the Steelers and the Lions. Remember this is a fantasy draft franchise, but 1 seeds are the Steelers and the Lions, and then the Raiders are and then in the AFC the Raiders are the 2 seed. We're the 3 seed. Bills the 4 seed. Chiefs the 5 seed. We're playing the 6 seeded Texans, and then rounded out at the 7 seed is the Titans. And that was the AFC. In the NFC, the 49ers at the 2 seed. Panthers the 3 seed. Giants the 4 seed. Cowboys the 5 seed. Bears the 6th seed, and then the rounded out at the 7th seed is the Minnesota Vikings. And I believe the Steelers quarterback, by the way, the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback is Aaron Rodgers, I believe, here in this fantasy draft franchise. I'm pretty sure that's the case. Either way, we're about to play Patrick Mahomes, who in real life just won the Super Bowl a few days ago, or not a few, like 5 days ago. In real life, won the Super Bowl with the Chiefs. In real life, like 5 days ago. In this fantasy draft franchise, Patrick Mahomes is the Texans quarterback. And he's thrown for almost 4,500 yards, 31 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Yeah. And yeah, the offensive ranked, their offense is ranked 15th. Our offense is ranked 31st, despite we're 92 overall. It's because the offense just can't score when I'm Simmons. That's a problem. And then the defense though. Their defense is ranked 6th, but our defense is ranked 1st. And then I just said the offense, we're ranked 31st, which is second to last, and they're ranked 15th. And the defense, they're ranked 6th, but we're ranked 1st. So we had tentatively the best football, or tentatively we have the best defense in football. So yeah, let's go into this cutscene with, I believe, the media discuss facing a rival in the playoffs. So it is a rival. We've already played the Texans twice this year. We beat them. We already played the Texans twice this year. The Texans beat us in Jacksonville, and then we beat the Texans in Houston. The Texans beat us in Jacksonville, and then we beat the Texans in Houston. So the Texans beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. It was like week 5 or something. Or something like that. It was early in the season when the Texans beat us in Jacksonville, but then late in the season, I believe this is week 17, which was the second to last game. We beat them in Houston. Coach, it's not often you have to play someone for a 3rd time, but you're facing a familiar foe this week in the Texans. What are you expecting in this game? Hard-hitting brawl or chess match? Hard-hitting brawl or a chess match? I'm saying chess match. It's going to be a battle of wits. We know them, they know us, and we're going to find out exactly who knows the other better this weekend. That is true. We beat them in Houston, they beat us in Jacksonville, and then we beat them in Houston. Defensive players on both teams will have +5 play recognition. Okay. Beat the Texans and advance to the next round of the playoffs. That's the plan, hopefully. But yeah. Like I said, the Texans beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville. I believe it was early in the year. It was the second episode of the series. It was actually a game I filmed on camera. It was the Texans at Jaguars, like this game I'm about to play. It was the second episode of the series, which was week 4 or 5. It was Texans at Jaguars, and the Texans won that game by I forgot that score. It might have been like 21-10 or something. And then that was in like week 4 or 5, where the Texans beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville 21-10 or something like that. And then late in the season in week 17, which is their second, and then late in the year in week 17, which was their second to last game, it was the Jaguars at Texans. So then we went to Houston to play the Texans in week 17 and beat them. Then we blew them out in week 17 in Houston. We ended the regular season on a 5-game winning streak. We were 5-6-1. Then we ended the year, and then we ended the year on a 5-game winning streak. So we went from 5-6-1 to 10-6-1. And the first of many talked about your first playoff game. I believe this is with my team or with the Jaguars. I'll be talking about our first playoff game. Hopefully, first of many. Coach, you're heading into your first playoff game. Playoff success often makes or breaks a career. How important is your first playoff? How important is your first playoff win? Here in my first playoff game. Guarantee win or play it cool. I'm not going to guarantee win. I'm just going to play it cool. Every game is important, and when you're playing a playoff team, you have to bring your best. There are no guarantees when you play teams that are this good. No risk, no reward. Beat the Texans for a staff points reward. I mean, I could guarantee to win, but I decided to play it cool. So no risk, no reward. But as long as I win, I'll be fine. As long as we win, I'll be fine. Let's play this wild card playoff game in Jacksonville. So yeah, we're 87 overall. They're 84 overall. We have Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry. We also have Micah Hyde, our free safety. Our quarterback is Derek Carr. On the other side of the ball, Patrick Mahomes is the Texans quarterback. They also have David Bakhtiari, their left tackle. They also have Amari Cooper, one of their wide receivers. So I gotta keep that in mind. And then David Bakhtiari is a Pro Bowl left tackle. Let's get into the game right now. Play call enhanced, game style simulation, and then the skill level is all pro. Let's get into the game right now. AFC wildcard playoff game. Winner will move on to the AFC divisional round playoffs, and the loser will go home. So winner moves on to the next. The winner of this game will move on to the next round, and then the loser will obviously see their season come to an end. Hopefully, we're the winners and they're the losers. Hopefully. Let's watch the presentation. Alan Roach. Come on, boys. In real life, the Jaguars did win the AFC South at 9-8 and hosted a wildcard playoff game against the Chargers, and that was a game where they were down 28-0, I believe, and came back to win. It was like they were down 28-0. The Titans, not the Titans, but in real life, the Jaguars hosted the Chargers in the playoffs last year, or this past season, like a month ago. The Jaguars hosted the Chargers, and the Chargers had like a 28-0 lead, and choked a 28-0 lead, and lost on a game-winning field goal by the Jaguars kicker at the buzzer. And here's a kick by the Texans kicker, and that will be a touchback as we're on your way here in Jacksonville. Looks like the Titans, speaking of the Titans, upset the 2-seeded Raiders in Vegas. Oh my goodness. So 7-seeded Titans upset the 2-seeded Raiders in Vegas. 20 interceptions. I know that's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot. But 32 touchdowns and I think like 4,000 yards. 49ers, on the other hand, beat the Vikings, who were the 7th seed. The Vikings were. 49ers were the 2 seed. 49ers beat the Vikings in San Francisco 31-13. They killed them. Here we go. First play of the game. And here's a throw. It's caught by Oliver. And he got 9. 7 down and 1. So yeah. And then looks like we're the first game on Sunday, it looks like, because it says down there Chicago at Carolina, 4:30 Eastern on Sunday. So looks like we're the first game on Sunday. And then, yeah, Kansas City at Buffalo Sunday night. And then, Dallas at New York Giants, that is, Monday night. Here we go. And here's a throw, and it's O'Shaughnessy, one of our other tight ends. We have O'Shaughnessy, Oliver. Well, I think Oliver's technically a fullback, I'm not sure. But either way, yeah, looks like Titans beat the Raiders in Vegas 32-28. Here we go, 1st and 10. Our head coach is Dash C. Their head coach is Lovie Smith, who in real life who got fired. Lovie Smith did like a month ago. So in real life, Lovie Smith got fired like a month ago. But in this game, he did not yet, at least. Here we go. It's the Houston 48. Here's Henry, first run of this wildcard playoff game, and he got 5, sending down and 5. Here we go. And there's a throw into a tight window, and it jarred it loose, and then it quite frankly could have been intercepted. Dallas and New York both finished 9-8, but the Giants had the tiebreaker over the Cowboys, so Cowboys were the 5 seed, and the Giants won the NFC East and were the 4 seed. Here's Henry, now it's 3rd down, and he got 3. It's 4th and 2. We might be in field goal range. Depends if it's suggesting to go for a 57-yard field goal. Is that J.J. Watt? That looks like him with the arm bands or whatever that's called, and number 99. Wind is 7 miles per hour, blowing almost into the face of our kicker, Justin Tucker. But he's one of the best kickers in the NFL, if not the best. I'm going to try this. This could be short, but I don't know. And I missed the meter a little bit. Does it have enough lead? And it does! Right down the middle. As Tucker nails it from 57. And the Jaguars strike first here in this AFC wildcard playoff game. As that was online, and as that kick was online and had enough lead. So good power, good accuracy. 3-0 Jacksonville. Despite the wind blowing right into his face, 7 miles per hour right in the it's knee in the end zone for a touchdown. Despite the wind blowing right into the face of Tucker, Tucker was able to have good power and good accuracy and kick the ball through the uprights. And here comes Pat Mahomes in the Houston offense. Patrick Mahomes. His dad's Pat Mahomes. Here comes Patrick Mahomes from 25. Here we go. First play of the game, and it's a run, but he got bottled up. As that is B. Hall. The first letter of his first name is B, and then Hall is his last name. I'm not sure who that is. Bryce Hall, maybe? I'm not sure. Either way, he actually lost a yard. Sent him down in 11. 6-minute quarters, by the way, 6-minute quarters, 2:40 to go in the first quarter. There's a throw, and it's caught. Got 5, 3rd and 6 now from the 29. There's Lovie Smith, the Houston head coach, with that white beard. Here we go. 2:10 to go in the quarter. Can we get a stop? Come on. And it's a screen! Oh, he barely got it away! And then now he's gonna go for like 20 yards, but he went for like 40 yards. I don't know, about 30 yards to the Jacksonville 41, 1st down Houston. The first down of the game. I almost got Mahomes, and then I almost tapped on the guy who had the ball, but couldn't do either. And that is about a 3-yard gain. Send him down and 7 from the 38 of the Jaguars. But man, I almost got him there. I was close. 1 minute to go, or 1:05 to go in the first. 3-0 Jacksonville. Here we go. And here's a Hall again, and Hall got bottled up. And it looks like he got no yards because he had -1 yard and now no yards. 2 rushes, 0 yards. It's now 3rd down and 6. Let's go with butt slant 3. Empty backfield for Mahomes. Here we go. Come on. Pressure. And there's a throw. It's caught. And we missed the tackle. And that's Kyle Juszczyk, the fullback, down to the 24 with 25 seconds to go in the quarter. And that might be the quarter. 8 seconds. Down to the 24, now 7 seconds. Under center is Mahomes. Will he snap it? He will. And here's Hall, and he will get a couple. Got actually 3. And there's actually an injured Tetson. I believe it's an offensive lineman with 1 second left. And they should run the clock, but they don't, so there'll be one more play. 2nd and 7 from the 20. 1 second to go in the first quarter. Last play of the opener quarter. And here's Mahomes. Got it away. How do you not break that up? It's 3rd and 1 from the 15 on the other side of the break. End of 1. 3-0 Jacksonville. Here we go. 3rd and 1 now from the 15. They died it obviously to the 14 for a first. Empty backfield for Mahomes. 3 to the receivers to the right, 2 to the left. And here's Mahomes, and it's incomplete. First incompletion for Mahomes, and the field goal unit looks like it's coming out. And it's about a 32-yard field goal for the Houston kicker to tie the game. Watch the fake, boys, and the kick is right down the middle. Tie game. As both teams kick a field goal on their opening drive, looks like their kicker is Blankenship. I saw his name on the back of his uniform. So both teams kick a field goal on their opening drive. 3-3 game. 6 seconds into the 2nd quarter. Here we go. And here's Patrick Peterson, our cornerback, to return it from the 2. And Peterson's up to the 24. 5:50 to go in the half. 3-3 game. We got 5:50 to go in the half, and they did the ball after halftime. 3-3 game. Here we go. And here we go, and I'm running for my life now. Carr's on a run for it. And right by Lovie Smith, and he got almost 10 yards. 9 yards, 2 feet. 9 yards and like 2.5 feet. It's now 7 down in inches. Audible out of this to it's a run, so he didn't hit the first down. Hit this first down, Henry, and he does with room to spare. Down about 3. First down, Jacksonville. Here we go from the 37. 1st and 10, Jacksonville. And in stride is Devontae Adams, who Adams and Carr both went to Fresno State. And they're back together here in Jacksonville. I realized they were back together with the Raiders, but not anymore because Carr just got released by Vegas a few days ago. Here we go. And on it away. I'm throwing it deep. 1-on-1! And it's intercepted by Denzel Ward. Intercepted at the 5, and Houston takes over. As it was a 1-on-1, I believe it was Ward, and it might have been O'Shaughnessy or Hidby or Oliver or someone. It wasn't Adams, but it's picked off. Here's Hall, and Hall just got rocked. He has 4 rushes, 2 yards. 2nd down and 11 from the 4. Safety would be nice here. 4 to go in the first half. 3-3 game here in this AFC wildcard playoff game here in Jacksonville on Sunday afternoon. And they're gonna run it again. How does he get 8 yards? He should have got like 2. Now it's 3rd and 3 now from the 12. They added to the 15 for a first. 3:18 to go in the half. Under center is Mahomes. Hall in the backfield. And they're going to throw it. Mahomes has got his receiver. First down. Up to the 20. He got 8. He only needed 2, but he got 8. First down. Now in motion. And it's a run by Hall. And Hall got a couple. He has 6 rushes, 12 yards. Now 7 down and 8. But there's only 2.5 minutes to go in this game. All 3 timeouts for both teams. And a 2-minute warning. 3-3 game. Houston hits the ball after halftime. Here we go. And get him! Oh, how do you not get him? Incomplete though. 3rd and 8. 2:10 to go. That was another screen, and I almost got to him. I did right after he threw the ball. He almost threw the ball backward. Here we go. Plenty of time for Mahomes, and that ball is caught dive and catch by number 16. And that'll probably be the 2-minute warning. It'll be a 2-minute warning. 3-3 game, and Houston's on the move. And they did the ball after halftime. But man, I mean, we need pressure on that. Here we go. 2 minutes to go from the 41. Houston has up 3 timeouts, and we have all 3 timeouts. Here we go. Come on. Here's a throw, and it's caught. Got around the die, and that die could be gone. But he's not gone. It's a tackle at the 22, but he got like 40 yards. Holmes 8 for 10, 122 yards. Yeah, that's not good at all. 125 to go. Come on, D. Come on, we need pressure on Mahomes. Get to him. Hit him! And Mahomes, are you serious? You broke a tackle? And he's out of bounds at the 13 with 1:16 to go. 2nd down and 2. But my goodness, make the tackle. Come on. And here's a throw. It's caught, and that's a touchdown. As he got in right over the middle, and the Texans have their first lead of the game. As they start at their own, 5-yard line, go at 95 yards for a touchdown. 1:14 to go, all 3 timeouts for Jacksonville. As we need to really respond with a touchdown of our own because Houston's, well, gets the ball after halftime at 94 yards, so they start at the 6-yard line. And they drove 94 yards, so they start at the 6-yard line. And that was Amari Cooper who had the touchdown. Here's a return from the 4-yard line by Peterson. And Peterson up to the 32-yard line. 1:10 to go. We have all 3 timeouts. But just don't force anything. Let's at least get 3, but you would prefer 6 here, or 7. Because Houston needs the ball after halftime. Here we go. Here's a throw over the middle, and it's batted down. Going for O'Shaughnessy. Here we go. Here's a throw over the middle. It's O'Shaughnessy. 1st down. No huddle here. Might have been a mistake. 45 seconds. We're at just across midfield here. And here's a throw, and it's caught. Higby. And no, call a timeout now. As we're inside Houston territory, we were going to start that play because we were tentatively at their 49. And we go from the 34, 39 seconds to go. We have 2 timeouts. Here we go. First time I think we have had the ball in Houston territory. And that long field goal. Here we go. Here's a throw over the top. It's caught. Derrick Henry, touchdown. As Henry got by everybody. And he's in for the touchdown. As Henry just snuck by everybody. And then Carr threw it over the defender's head. Threw it over the linebacker's head. And then Henry ran for 15-20 yards for the touchdown. 32 seconds to go. And this PAT will tie the game. And the PAT by Tucker is right down Broadway. 10-10 game late in the first half. 32 seconds to go in the half. Houston has all 3 timeouts and the ball after halftime. We cannot let them score here. Here we go, 10-all. Touchback. Here we go, come on. Come on, we need the pressure, and that ball is caught. Keep him in bounds. He went out of bounds backward. The clock should run, but he got 6 yards. It took about 8 seconds or 6 seconds. And realize that clock might have run because he did run backward out of bounds, but understand that doesn't happen. Here's a throw. I mean, come on. And Houston calls their first time out, but they're almost at midfield at the 44, 22 seconds. I mean, can we get some pressure, please? I mean, we've got some pressure on 2 plays because it was a screen. But other than that, Mahomes has been untouchable in the backfield. Here we go. Here's a throw. Intercepted. Why do you just stick your hand out? 3rd incompletion for Mahomes. 2nd down and 10. Come on. Mahomes under center. Hill in the backfield. Or Hall in the backfield. Here we go. And there's a throw. Are you kidding me? He caught it up to our 43 of 14 seconds. I mean, come on, D. They have 1 timeout, 14 seconds from our 43. They're on the edge of field goal range. It'll be about 60-yarder from this spot. Here we go. And here's a throw. Or he actually hasn't thrown it yet. He throws it across his body to the 38-yard line. 5 seconds. And they did not call a timeout. As mine does. They had a timeout left, and the field goal unit came out, but they ran out of time. And I did not do anything. The CPU had the clock run out. I did not, like, rigged it or anything. 10-10 game at halftime after the Texans not did in 3 there. For all we know, they might have missed the field goal anyways. Here's a halftime report by Jonathan Coachman. We will not play. As obviously Jonathan Coachman just said it, and I said it earlier that the Texans beat the Raiders in Vegas 32-28. We will not play the Texans, or excuse me, the Titans beat the Raiders in Vegas 32-28. We will not play the Titans in the divisional round, even if we move on to the divisional round, because the 1 seed, which is the Steelers, will play the lowest seed remaining after Wild Card Weekend, and obviously the lowest seed is the 7 seed, so the Titans will go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers no matter what. So that means we will play the 4 or 5 seed. If we win this game, we'll play the 4 or 5 seed. We'll play the 4 or 5 seed in the divisional round if we win this game. And if that is the case, we do win this game, we'll host the 4 or 5 seed in the divisional round, because obviously the 2 seeds are out because of 7 seed won, and then obviously we're the 3 seed. So we'll host the 4 or 5 seed in the divisional round if we win this game. So we'll host Buffalo or Kansas City in the next round. And here's Hall, and his best run of the game, got 10, or almost 10, 7 inches. That is J.J. Watt, number 99, who in real life just retired. Here we go, 7 inches from the 35, 10-10 game. Should be really 13-10, but for all we know, they might have missed a field goal. It was at a 45 or 55-yard field goal, anyways. Here we go, come on. First down. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, up to 39. Come on, let's get some stop here. Let's get some pressure. I mean, come on. And here's a run. And that's a run by Hill, Jay Hill, their other running back, whoever that is. 7 down and 8. Here we go, and here's a run, and that's Hall again. 3rd and 6 now from the 44. Here we go, they died it to the 49 for a first. Come on, let's do a stop and then score. 4 minutes to go in the third. Come on. And here's a throw, and oh, I thought that was picked off, and then I thought it was caught, but ends up being incomplete. He picked it off, that's a pick 6. He jumped the route. But at least we got the stop, assuming they don't fake it or something else happens. But and that'll be a return, I know, from at the 12-yard line by Peterson. Peterson got outside and breaks the tackle, and he's up to the 36-yard line. About a 25-yard return, 23 yards. Up to the 36-yard line, 3:46 to go in the third quarter. We got the stop, 10-10 game. Here we go. And there's a throw wide open is Adams. Toe taps, inbounds, first down. Up to the Houston 49 as we're halfway through the third. Here's a throw in between 2 defenders, and getting rocked on the play was Jones. Who is that? Jones, not Julio. Do I have Julio Jones? I don't think I do. Maybe I do, I don't know. I don't remember. Here we go. And here's, I'm going up, one-on-one Jones! Not down. Oh, I just picked a QB draw. That probably is not a good idea. So I'm gonna do verticals. Here we go. I know I go up one-on-one. Devontae Adams get mossed, and he's down at the 1. As I thought he was in, as he mossed number 33 for the Texans, who I don't know what he was doing on the ground, but as he almost got into the end zone, 1 yard short, 1st and 0 from the 1. I know, give it to Henry. Punch it in, Henry, and Henry is in! Touchdown, Jacksonville! As the Jaguars are back down in front here in the third quarter. as he fell over his own guy, Henry did, but he was still able to get into the end zone for the touchdown. 2:14 to go in the third, and we have our first lead since it was 3-0. And the extra point is good. And we have our first lead since it was 3-0 back in the first quarter. It's now 17-10 Jacksonville here in the third quarter. And here's a tip by Tucker, 17-10 Jaguars, 2:14 to go in the third. And that will be through the uprights for a touchback. Come on, D. Here we go, and here's it is Hall. Could have got more if he just didn't cut back to the inside, but he only got 2 out of that. Here's Lovie Smith again, 7 down and 8 from the 27. Here we go, and here's intercept! As it hit the defender and the receiver, and then that other defender, the safety, was maybe one step away from intercepting that. 3rd and 8 now from the 27. Looks like audible, and it's Houston. Going from the right to the left. It's man coverage across the board here on this blitz, and Mahomes outside. He's in front of the line of scrimmage. That will not count. As he throws it, it's caught for like a 20-yard gain, maybe more, but that will not count as he's in front of the line of scrimmage. And that's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down, so it'll be 4th down. It would be 4th down and 13 as it's a 5-yard penalty and a loss of down. So it's 4th and 13 as they lose the down and they lose 5 yards. And they lost that completion. 4th and 12, or 4th and 13 now. That's punted to the left. Peterson from about the 33-yard line. And he's up to the 45-yard line. 1:19 to go in the third. We have the ball back, and even a field goal, any score here, will make it a 2-score game. So we force back-to-back punts. They got a touchdown last drive. Let's get at least a field goal here, boys. And here's a throw. Higby, first down. And he almost got through like 4 guys. Down to the 37 of Houston. They know about, what, like 15, first down. Under 1 to go in the third. We're up by 7. Here's Henry. And Henry, flag is down as he got about 5. That's probably going to be a hold or a little block in the back. And yes, sir, it's a hold. It's a hold on Corey Lindsley, the veteran center. 1st and 17. Here we go, 1st and 17, so it's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. And here's a throw over the top, wide open Adams, touchdown, not touchdown. As again, Adams is down at the 1, as Adams is doing a handstand. It's not a touchdown, but he's down at the 1. He looked like he was in by a mile, as wide open was Adams. And I guess he wasn't in, but the ball was, it was in his right hand. But he's down at the 1 again, so no touchdown yet. 10 seconds to go in the third quarter, but I'm going to punch it in with Henry again, hopefully. And Henry again is in! Touchdown! His tentatively 3rd touchdown of the game. 2nd rushing. He has 3 touchdowns in this game. 1 receiving and 2 rushing. And it's now 23-10 Jacksonville. As we're up by a baker's dozen. 7 seconds to go in the third quarter. 3 touchdowns for Derrick Henry. 2 rushing and 1 receiving. As he has all 3 touchdowns, really, for the Jaguars. Like I said, 2 rushing and 1 receiving. As he has all 3 touchdowns for the Jaguars. 51 plays, 51 yards, 3 plays, and a minute and like 12 seconds, I think. 7 seconds to go in the third. 24-10. And now will be a touchback. Will be probably one more play here in the third quarter, most likely, 1 or 2. Here we go, as we're up by 14. And here's the last play of the quarter, and he put a tackle, but cleaning it up was number 8. And now will be the end of the third quarter in 3 seconds. End of the third quarter, 24-10 Jacksonville. As they scored 14 unanswered in the third quarter, as we are 6 minutes away from moving on. But this game is not over until it's over. A lot of players in motion for Houston. There's a throw! Oh my, 23, which is Mike Hyde, almost jumped that. He did, just didn't get there quick enough. There's Carr and Henry, and Adams back there, number 17. And then Derrick Henry, number 22, and then Derek Carr, whatever his number is, I'm not sure who it is. Here's Hall, and he thrusts forward for a first down. But the clock continues to run, remember that. They're at our own 38-yard line, their own 38-yard line. There's only 5 minutes to go, and they're still down by 2 touchdowns. So the clock continues to run. Clock's in the favor of the Jaguars at this point, obviously. Here's a throw, and it's caught, but you would like for them to actually make a stop. Here we go. So they're still on their side of the field with 4:40 or 4:35 to go. And there's a run, and there's Hall, got the first down up to midfield. 4:25 to go. Points allowed. Season ranked, we were 25th. Today we've only allowed 10. A touchdown and a field goal. All in the first half. Scored 14 unanswered points here in the second half. Here's a Mahomes hit the helmet of a receiver, and then it was almost picked off. Second down, 4 minutes to go. Houston's at midfield, down by 14. Another audible for Houston. I think they've run this play before where the guy's motion from the right to the left. Here's Mahomes, got out of there somehow, and that guy, now Mahomes is running down the sideline, and he got about 25 yards, first down. He's running like he was in the Super Bowl the other day. 29 officially, out of the 21 with 3.5 to go. Here we go, play action. Come on, get to him. Here's a throw, and it's off the hands of the receiver and or the defender, as that could have been caught. I think the receiver just dropped it, sent it down. From the 21, 3:21 to go. There's a throw into a may of people. Down to the 14, 3rd and 2 now. Mahomes at 199 yards and a TD. And no interceptions, but there's 2:55 to go. It's not over yet. Nowhere near over here in Jacksonville. Here we go, and they're going to run it on 3rd down. And he, of course, got the first down. That's Hill, down to the 6, 1st and goal, but there's only 2:40 to go as they're not doing no huddle or anything. 2:25 to go. Houston's driving. Dime motion from the left to the right, runs across the formation. 2:15 to go, they're running the clock. Here we go, here's a throw, and it's caught, touchdown, in the back of the end zone, right below the goal post. And it's number 12. I'm not sure who that number 12 was, but he caught it in the back of the end zone, right under the goal post. And it's an 8-point game, and now it's a 7-point game. As Blankenship, the Houston kicker, kicks the extra point right down the middle, and it was an 8-point game. Now it's a 7-point game with 2:13 to go. Here we go. Here's the return from Peterson from about 3 yards deep in the end zone, and he got up to the 27-yard line with 2:09 left in this game. They did not onside kick it. They have all 3 timeouts, plus a 2-minute warning here. Here we go. I need a few first downs here. I'm gonna throw it here. Here we go. Wide open! Not wide open, but open is circle. Takes the hit. That's Chris Godwin. Took the hit. Held on to it. 2-minute warning. 24-17 Jacksonville. And now it's up to the 45-yard line. First down should end this game. Here we go. All 3 timeouts for Houston. And here's Henry. And stopping him was 42. And first timeout used by the Texans. And by the way, if we do win this game, we will host. Yes, we will host the 4 or 5 seed in the divisional round. So we'll host the 4 or 5 seed in the divisional round if we win this game. And the 4 seed is the Bills, and the 5 seed is the Chiefs. So we'll host the Bills or the Chiefs in the divisional round if we win this game. Here we go. Here's Henry, and it's a first down. Here's Henry, got to the outside, and Henry's gone. Touchdown, and that's the dagger. 4th touchdown of the game for Henry. Third on the ground, fourth of the game, and we're up by 13 again. As that should be the game. 1:48 in the clock. We're up by 13 again. Fourth touchdown of the day for Henry. 3 rushing touchdowns, 1 receiving touchdown. 4 total touchdowns. And the extra point is good, and it's 31-17 Jacksonville with 1:48 to go. 4 touchdowns for Henry, 3 on the ground, and 1 through the air. And we're up by 14, 31-17. Jacksonville with 1:48 on the clock. And that will be a touchback. Houston with the ball back, 2 timeouts, 1:48 on the clock, but they're down by 2 touchdowns again. I mean, it's not over yet, but it's close to being over here. Houston needs a miracle. Here's a throw. Open, wide open. Is number 2, and he got up to the 47-yard line. Mahomes 227 yards and 2 touchdowns. But right now it's a losing effort. Under 1.5 to go. And here's Mahomes. Still can't sack him. And 2 plays are already down at R37. I mean, come on, D. 1:10 on the clock here. Come on. And here's a throw picked off. It's picked off by Micah Hyde. And that's going to be officially the dagger as he is gone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And that is officially the dagger here in this wild card playoff game. As we're up by 20 with 58 seconds to go. Pick 6 by Micah Hyde, the free safety. And the extra point by Tucker is right down Broadway. And we're up by 31. It's now 38-17 Jacksonville. 58 seconds on the clock. As Mahomes throws a pick 6. There we go. Here's the tip by Tucker. Houston with the ball back. I tipped it short purposely. Return from the 1-yard line to force him to return it. And he's up to the 26-yard line. 54 seconds to go. We're up by 21. We're 54 seconds away from the divisional round, where we'll host Kansas City or Buffalo. There we go. There's a throw wide open is number 8, and he's already at almost midfield. He's at midfield. They're still doing no huddle, despite they're down by 3 touchdowns, down with 34 seconds. A few more plays to end this game. There's a throw, and it's caught. Down to the 41. Houston, why are you calling their timeout? I mean, it's a 21-point game with 29 seconds to go. I mean, come on, man. Well, it's not a man, it's a CPU. I mean, yes, if it was one or... now, finally we sacked Mahomes. It's Max Crosby. And they're done, and no huddle, and then they call the final timeout with, like, 13 seconds to go. So we finally sacked Mahomes. It's Max Crosby. 3rd and 5 from the 44. Our 44, 14 seconds. Houston's out of timeouts. This could possibly be the final play of the game. Final play of the season for Houston, that is. Here we go. And there's a throw. It's caught, but that should end the game. It's just 10 seconds, and they have no timeouts. Game over. Jaguars moving on. As the Jaguars are tentatively now on a 6-game winning streak. That's including this one playoff, including this win. The Jaguars have a 6-game winning streak going into the divisional round, where the Jaguars will host the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills next weekend in the divisional round next weekend in the same, that is, obviously. We averaged 13 yards per play. Both teams had 1 takeaway. They had more passing yards than rushing yards, but we also had more points by 21 as we beat the Texans 38-20, or as the Jaguars had 21 more points than the Texans, as the Jaguars beat the Texans 38-17. 284 yards and 2 touchdowns, and I just 1 interception for Mahomes, and then for Carr 247 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Henry 7 carries, 69 yards. Adams 5 receptions, 118 yards. Godwin only had 1 reception, 18 yards, which was on that last drive. First play of the last drive. But we still won the game by 21, as we won the game by 21 points at 38-17. As the Jaguars will host the Kansas City Chiefs or the Buffalo Bills in the divisional round in Jacksonville, is because we're the 3 seed and the 2 seed lost. If the 2 seed won, we would be playing the 2 seed, which is the Raiders. We would be playing the Raiders in Vegas if the Raiders won. But the Raiders lost, and there's no higher seed that we will play in the divisional round. So we will host the Chiefs or the Bills in the divisional round, while Tennessee, who is the 7th seed, will go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. And I believe the Steelers quarterback, like I said earlier, is Aaron Rodgers. So it's Tennessee at Pittsburgh, and then it will be Kansas City or Buffalo at Jacksonville. And then the other side of the bracket, I'm not sure who won. Well, we know San Francisco won, but then I'm not sure. San Francisco won, but I don't know who. Dallas or New York won, and I'm not sure if Chicago or Carolina won. But as we'll find out the 4 matchups in divisional. You'll find out the 4 matchups in the divisional round in the next episode of the series. I would show you now, but I feel like not. I just don't feel like doing that right now. So I'll do that just off camera. But I want it to be a surprise. You'll find out in the next episode who we're playing in the divisional round. Well, it's between two teams, Chiefs or Bills. So it's one of those 2 teams, 50-50 chance. And then obviously on the other side of the bracket, it's the 49ers who moved on, and then it will be, well, the Bears or the Panthers, and then it will be the Giants or the Cowboys. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, now I'm really closing the board. If you hit this episode, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunts, uncles, pets, and friends about these videos. And you know what? I'm going to see you in episode number 7 of this Jacksonville Jaguars Madden 23 Fantasy Draft Franchise Series. See you in episode number 7. And eat a lot of bacon and go Jaguars. And I'll see you in the divisional round. See you then.